Homework too much?
No.
No.
Okay, good.
Spotlighting these three today.
What? Say that again.
I'm going to spotlight these three today so you can see some people.
Oh,
We'll
good.
move
I
around
like that.
Oh, yeah, yeah, sometimes up the front.
Mm-hmm.
I get the panoramic camera.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So let's do a quick icebreaker, quick warm up. So what I'm going to ask you to do is look at the words below and say the color, but not the word. Say the color, but not the word. You can try and do
Orange,
it.
purple, green,
Orange,
Yellow.
blue, green, purple, yellow, black, green, red, blue, yellow, purple, black.
Oh, it's hard. Orange, green, yellow.
Anyone else want to take a stab? I heard Craig. Everyone else decided to let him go.
Yeah, he did a good job.
Yellow, black, green, yellow. Sorry.
So look at the wait a second. Look at the word yellow and say the color, but not the word.
I know. I realize that.
Orange, green, purple, yellow, black, green, red, blue, yellow, green, black.
Good job.
That's hard.
Teresa, what about you?
Yeah, orange, blue. I kept looking at the say or in the orange. I'm like, okay, wait a minute. For me, yeah, it's orange, blue, green, purple, yellow, black, green, red, blue, yellow, purple, black.
Okay. What do you think? What do you think this might have to do with qualifying and creating value?
Things aren't always fun.
Recognizing what? Take a minute.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll take this into the world of psychology. There are some right brain, left brain stuff. Right brain, left brain stuff happening here, right? So your right brain wants to do some stuff. Your right brain wants to work on the emotions of it, and your left brain wants to organize things. Okay. So what do you think this has to do with qualifying and creating value?
Assumptions, maybe?
Okay. So
Assuming other end of the line, maybe? Like
say that again.
assuming who's on the other end of the line, the call, making any kind of assumptions. I mean, you're looking at yellow, but it's red color. And then
All right.
you want to say something else, but your brain sees something else.
Okay. And assuming sometimes is a form of synthesizing information, right? We're trying to make sense of the information that we're receiving. So that is one way that we try to figure out how we're going to solve this puzzle. Okay. What else might this have to do with qualifying and creating value?
Looking past just the surface of it. I mean, looking past just listening to the words, but looking at what they're actually wanting.
Yeah. There's something deeper there that you all, as savvy, smart people who live it, breathe it, are it every day, who I, as a person that lives in Iowa City, Iowa, I want to be you. I'm so jealous of you. You live the life that I want. I'm looking at you and going, okay, help me become you for a week. And so I'm really I'm trying to say the things that are going to maybe give you the information that you need so that you can really create the value for me. But maybe I just don't necessarily know what I'm supposed to say yet to get it out right. So when we look at qualifying and creating value, the idea is to make the right match, to match the product to the caller so that we can give the right outcome. We're always trying to create the right outcome. This isn't about a widget per se. This is about creating an outcome because we sell for and with our guests, not to them. Our left brain is looking for, hey, what do we know about this guest? What issues might this guest be facing? Are multiple people involved in this sales process? This is all the stuff that you just worked on this past week, right? That's
Yeah.
and you did a bang up job on that, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. And I can't wait to share this with you. Did you all take a look at the combined document, how it all looks together right now?
I personally not, man.
Yeah, good. So then your right brain is now in this mode of what word pictures can be used to portray this product? What visual messages, brochures, website, pictures, what's available that's going to help to paint that picture? Is the demo, is there some sort of demo that's set up to be visually inviting? What emotions do we want to portray, even in our own voice patterns, that's going to convey what we need? Am I exhibiting the dream for this guest enough, even in just the way that I'm talking about it? Am I telling the story properly? So all of that starts to come together. So when we talk about this part of the experience right here, where we're getting into creating value, I can't do that, as you know. I cannot create value unless I have qualified properly. So today, when we get into beyond rates, dates, and availability, customizing the experience, we for sure have to think a little bit about what we did last week, starting to talk about qualifying and following your Salesforce process and understanding the reasoning for why we ask what we ask, so that we can understand that guest. But then we need to start fitting those pieces together. So today, after our little warm-up and intro here, we're going to be focusing on sharing our contributions from this past week and the challenges that I asked you to put together. I want to kind of talk a little bit more about creating those peak qualifying questions so that we're decreasing the selling cycle. So making sure that we're concise with those qualifying questions. I asked you to circle or highlight or somehow indicate the open and the closed-ended questions. And you know probably now, after working with the if you were the guest exercise, that some of those qualifying questions can be even deeper once you know the guest. Crafting unique benefit statements that create value for each type of guest, that's going to be part of your work between now and next week as well. You're going to now go to the next step. So Craig, with your family, you're going to go to the next step for how we then create value for that family based on what we know. And it's not going to be the same kind of value that you perhaps created in the past. It's not going to be feature dumping. It's going to be benefit selling, because you know more about that family now, right? Mm-hmm. And then 5, learning advanced strategies to leverage your communication style and get what you want out of any conversation. I'm feeling like part of my plan for today was to ask for permission from Lisa to share a hot lead that occurred over the past 2 days, which appears to be the only hot lead that I found in Navis. With her not being here, I don't feel comfortable sharing that without her permission. Do you think she would feel sensitive if I shared it without her being here?
She is blue.
I don't think she would care. I don't. Yep.
I don't think she would mind.
No, I think we're pretty, especially because we're training and it's
okay.
open, we have a very open work environment.
Okay. It's the only one I could find. I mean, I could go back further, so we could do that as well. It was just it was the one that I had reviewed, and then when I received the email that she wasn't going to be here, I'm going, oh, I should have gone back further. But I wanted to find something fresh, so it just sort of worked out that way. So we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, see what to do. All right, so challenges today: review the Salesforce process, find and highlight the qualifying questions. So we'll start there. Number 2, know your audience even better by accomplishing that special team assignment. So I want to get into that a little bit with you and just kind of point out a few of those ways that we could elaborate further because I think we could drill down a little deeper. So that way we're making sure that our qualifying questions are getting at the real stuff that we want to get at. Because those commitments to closing, remember the commitments for time, to collaborate, to change, the commitment to review, the commitment to gain consensus. The tighter our knowledge of this piece of business is, the tighter our way to gain commitment it can be. Preparing your talking points for selling that catered chalet experience. I'm going to pull that up so we can take a look at that as well. I think you did a great job with that. So being able to look at those 3 solid benefit statements, I think that's going to help a lot. So if there's a way that you can frame that, and I don't know, decoupage it or something like that, keep it up in a very prominent area, that'd be great. And also, I wanted to give you those relationship breakers. So let's go backwards to go forwards, shall we? Top 10 relationship breakers. I asked you to circle the ones that maybe you're struggling with, and let's talk about those. So from 10 to 1, what are your dates? Worst qualifying question. It's not a qualifying question. It's garbage. Why is it garbage?
Because it really isn't learning more about the person, and it's just one answer and question done.
That's it.
It's closing.
It is a taker. It's a taker question. It's an order taker question. Let me figure out where to put you in my availability instead of let me find out more about you. Yes, they have been trained to start with dates. But when I'm spending $23,000 on a vacation, this is not about only dates. There's more to this. Giving me too many options, inundating me with a ton of stuff. You know how you go nose blind when you smell too many perfumes? Same kind of thing. This is Teresa. Can I have your name, please? That's a taker greeting. It's not a giver greeting. So we want to make sure that they are allowed the opportunity to drive that conversation first, and then we take control. Number 7, do you know what kind of place you want? I mean, you have a pretty savvy piece of technology through Navis where a lot of times you know already what they have begun to inquire. However, I think allowing for the opportunity to have more of an open-ended conversation at the beginning would be great. So how have you begun your search so far? What interests you at this point? I think that, again, this is more of an order taker kind of an approach. I'm pretty sure that's available. I'm pretty sure that's not available. Either you know or you don't know. One moment, please, while I check availability. Feature dumping instead of benefit selling. What do you think the difference might be?
Listing bullet points instead of listing, well, not listing, but just like really emphasizing the experience.
Yeah. What if I said to you, let's say 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, patio, kitchen, living room, and pool table.
Feature dumping.
Feature dumping, right? What residents am I talking about?
Any of them?
Okay. So now, if I'm talking about Iron Horse Ranch, is that worth $23,000? Come on. So there's a difference there, and that's the heart of today. Is let's focus on benefit selling so that it really sounds like it's worth what we're asking for it. Do you want to book that? We don't book people in units. We secure homes. We secure residences. We find vacation homes. We help people to find their vacation home. There's a difference there. So that to me has to have a distinction, or else we're missing the mark.
So Erica, you bring up a good point with the, do you want to book that? Robin is creating booking as becoming a dirty word.
Good.
Here in the office, as of yesterday, he said he likes reservation and reserve.
Yes.
as a better word. So we've got a lot of other, we've got a couple other words we're not allowed to say, like unit and condo.
Mhm.
So that's now booking and book is starting to become one of those dirty words. So.
Perfect. Yes, it is a swear word. Book,
Yeah.
unit. We can secure residences. I mean, this is the type of product that gets secured for someone. And these are one of a kind. So to me, urgency is everything. You have every right to create urgency and to not back down about it. That's not available. There are so many ways to be able to say this is what is available. So if we're able to say no and not, which are no words and they cause barriers, then just as easily we're able to say here's what we can do. So be aware of those negatives that you perhaps subliminally include in your verbiage. So we can't do that. We're not allowed to do that. Our policy clearly states that is not allowed. Those no words will cause problems. Flow words will keep that conversation going for you. One of the worst, I think, swears of a salesperson is, it all depends on what you want. Well, what are you here for then? I just don't understand why we're talking. So this is our job, is to help them decide what they want. So this should really never be coming out of our mouths. Instead, it should be, well, let me help you. Let's talk about this a little bit. If I could help you narrow this down, then I think we could probably find the perfect home today. Or if we could even narrow this down to 2 options today, I think you probably would have a really good selection to go back to your family with and be able to make this decision by the end of this week. So it all depends on what you want. Doesn't help. It clouds the water even further. And the worst one is, well, call us back when you decide. Why is that the worst one?
Because they're not going to call you back.
You lost the urgency.
What happens as soon as you send a quote and you hang up the phone? What's the likelihood of conversion? What do you think?
5%. Slim, really little.
I don't know. Do you have an actual number for that?
It decreases by, and this is a gross number, it decreases by something like 800%. I'm not even kidding. It's bizarre. Why? Why is it so bad? Because we did a few different things here. One is we didn't ask for the reservation. So what we've subliminally said is, I don't think this is right for you. So by not asking for the sale right there, you have told that guest that they're not a good fit. 2, what we also do when we send a quote or when we don't gain a level of commitment to follow up is that we have said to that person, I encourage you to keep looking around because this isn't the best price. This isn't the best thing out there. See if you can find something else. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And they will find something.
Impressive.
I mean,
They
there's
will.
endless possibilities out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we make it way, and that's the third, is we make it way too easy for them. We make it way too easy for them. We give them too much time. And not that that's a bad thing, but without some sort of level of commitment for a follow-up phone call that expresses an eagerness to book the business, it's just too easy. It's way too easy for them to talk themselves out of it, or for them to rationalize a decision, or for Uncle Albert to go, hey, I found this really cool cabin in the woods. It doesn't have electricity, but it looks awesome. So yeah, right? So then suddenly we're making a mess. And that's not what the guest wants. It's not what you want. So these are top 10 relationship breakers. Okay. What are the ones that you circled where you went, oof, this is my problem child. I do this one way too much. What'd you say?
That's not available, because I always say that's not available, but I have this. But I would like to figure out a way to say, something to change that's not available, or those former words, because I don't know if say that's not available, but it's always of that same meaning.
Okay. All right.
So,
So.
And what are your dates?
And what are your dates? Perfect.
I always use what time of year are you looking at coming? Like what? But I mean, it's the same concept, but I also need to know that information before I can really start catering to their needs. Like, personally, that's how I feel.
Two things. A, Craig, timing is key, okay? Yes, you do need to know that. So first thing is ask your closed-ended questions in an open-ended way. When would you like to come to Steamboat? When are you hoping to come? The reason why is because I'm going to be able to get either a closed-ended answer, which shows me no flexibility, or I'm going to get sometime in January. We haven't really settled on a date yet. And then I know that they're flexible. So when I can ask in an open-ended way, I get more of a vibe for their communication style and truly where their flexibility lies. If I ask in a closed-ended way, it sort of forces people to give dates, and then I might not necessarily have wiggle room that I thought I perhaps that I might have been able to discover. Does that make sense?
Another way around that is having made travel arrangements, because if they have booked a flight, that's a done deal. If they've already paid $2,000 for an airplane ticket, then those are the dates they're coming.
Yes.
I mean, one way to sort of circle that, and again, get their communication style and also their style. Like, we've already booked a place, we're ready for a place. I mean, then, you're dealing with a red or a green type.
Yes.
Yep.
Who just said that?
It's Kate. Sorry,
Kate.
Our angle isn't great.
No, that's okay.
There we go.
All right, Kate, so let's practice that for just a second. Kate, when would you like to come to Steamboat?
Well, I haven't really decided yet. When's the snow the best?
In Steamboat.
No.
In Steamboat, honestly, the snow is always awesome during ski season. My favorite time of the year to come is usually March, because we're typically guaranteed great snow. You can never guarantee with Mother Nature, but that's always the time that I always find the best snow. Does that help?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, March is good.
So are you considering a weekend or a week?
Oh, well, I've got 3 kids, so we're going to have to come over a weekend.
Okay, perfect. All right, so that's our wishy-washy. Give me somebody else who's maybe firm on dates. Amy, when would you like to come to Steamboat?
I would like to come President's Day weekend.
Excellent. So it sounds to me like perhaps you might have already made travel arrangements. Am I getting that right?
No, I just know that's when I want to come. I have a long weekend, and then I have the time off of work.
You have the time off of work, and do kids have time off of school as well?
Yep.
Okay.
School's closed, so we're gonna get on a big jet plane and come on out.
All right, perfect. Good. So that way I can ask the same question that works with closed-ended answers or open-ended answers. Does that help?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, so there's piece 1. Piece 2 is timing. So that question shouldn't be my first one out of the gate, because I still need to establish a relationship with Kate or with Amy. If I start with that, I'm not collaborating with control. I haven't taken out the mental garbage. I haven't built a relationship. I haven't reduced any buying tension with this person yet. I am basically saying, do you fit into our agenda? If you fit, if you qualify, if I qualify you as being worthy of being a Moving Mountain guest, then we can proceed. So there's a bit of a nuance there. So if I can start and say, well, what's bringing you to Steamboat for this ski vacation this year? then I can start having a conversation. I can talk about who's coming with you on this trip. Then I know, ooh, family, thrill seeker, adventurist, international, sweet. Then I can ask you, when are you hoping to come to Steamboat? So I already have some more context that I can work with that puts that in the right perspective. That doesn't mean I have nothing to talk about as Navis starts to think, or my PMS. It means that I just have to be maybe a little more conversant and able to think on my feet a little bit more and manage my time. So yeah, you have to be able to talk to people and carry on a conversation, but they called to talk to you, and that's okay. They want you to add value. Remember, our guests don't know what they don't know. So be in the mode of adding value in that moment, and you're not going to feel like, oh, I can't do anything until I have my dates. That's what we tend to feel like sometimes. Like if I don't start clicking around, they're going to hang up on me. No, they're not. They called you. Does that help? Okay, great.
Yes.
Cool.
I'm offended by that veil background.
This one? Yeah. I know, lion's head. I like that. I'm triggered. I am triggered. Who's that? Yeah. Who's that? That might be veiled too. I have all kinds of different things in here. Okay, so all right, who has another one? Top 10, trying to break the habit.
I think, do you know the kind of place you want? I mean, like specifically with moving mountains, sometimes my first instinct is to determine if they're looking for a private residence or a one steamboat place, because a lot of people maybe don't realize, you know what I mean? That's the question, not that I said exactly like that, but you're trying to figure out which direction to go. So some way to get at that, which I think I know the answer is to talk more about, is it family? Are there little kids going to ski? You know, there are ways around that, but the easy, the to the point way is, do you want a condo or do you want a house? You know, but
yeah. So I think it's not the spirit of the question that's the issue. It's the way the question is asked that's the issue. So it's kind of like, welcome to McDonald's, how can I take your order? So what's a better way that we might be able to say that is perhaps a more open-ended construct?
Are you looking for a private experience with a private hot tub and in your own pool table? I mean, sort of the leading questions towards a residence, and if they say, no, that's not really important.
Were you looking for anything particular with your residence? Like, what did you want to get out of your residence?
Yeah, so if they have no idea yet, what accommodation features are important to you? When you go on vacation, what have you found to be the types of amenities and services that you most appreciate in a vacation home? These are awesome qualifying questions that might serve you well on page 1 of your Salesforce process, right? Okay, so conversely though, if I want to find out even where we're at, you may have the other type of guest that is just calling you and going, I just started drooling when I went on your website and I got super overwhelmed. And I thought, dear Lord, help me, or I'm going to go into the vortex of confusion. So I just started to call you and thought you could help me. Okay, so that's a different kind of a guest. Or somebody who went on VRBO and saw one thing and they're like, wait a minute, there are others. I know that there's something else here, but I don't know what it is. So I need to talk to
asking if they're familiar with Steamboat, I think is a good way to get that. If they're familiar with Steamboat, they know what one Steamboat place, or they've seen it. I want to stay in that that big place right at the bottom.
Yeah.
So roll call, over there. Versus
Yeah.
if they've never been to Steamboat, then you're starting with sort of a blank canvas.
Okay. So I think there's an open-ended question front, again, on page 1 of your Salesforce process that you could squeak in there. One of your top 4 questions where you could say, so tell me a little bit about what your searching has come up with so far, or how have you begun your search? What have you found so far that really appeals to you? It sounds to me like maybe you've seen a little bit, but you're not sure if that's what you wanted or not. Am I getting that right? So something that gets at how have you started your search? Does that help?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So this all goes back to this idea of the peak qualifying strategy, which I think we kind of kicked into a little bit last week, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know how far we got with this, but it's the idea that we have a few different sort of types of questions that are strategic. There is a plan with these questions. So I think this is the best way for us to accomplish getting through the challenge of assignment 1. Problems and situation questions is the top of page. Well, it's page 12, but it looks like it doesn't have a page number, so I think you could see it. It looks something like this.
Yep.
All right. So we've got 4 different types of questions. We have problems and situation questions. These are the questions that are getting at implicit or explicit needs of the guest. These are dates, number of guests in the, how many bedrooms that guest might need. Do they need ski in, ski out? Right, need. How familiar are they perhaps with the collection of residences that you offer? Have they secured lodging with you in the past? So this is more about just kind of basic. 80% of all questions that all reservation salespeople typically ask fall in this category. So this is more tactical, okay? Envisioning questions is the second piece here. Envisioning questions. Where is my pointer? Where's my pointer?
Up there.
Up at the top.
Ha.
There you go.
Ha ha. Yes, technology.
Now you've got 2.
Now you have 2
Now I have
goals.
2.
There you go.
There you go. Merged.
2 become 1. All right, envisioning, these reveal the desired experience. So these are those kinds of questions that are like, what accommodation features are important to you? These are ones like, what was it about the half-hitch home that really appealed to you? What activities were of particular interest to you? I could really see you asking this question in guest services. What are some fun things that you really want to do during this vacation? When you envisioned the Steamboat vacation, what were some of the things that you really felt like, if we're going to go to Steamboat, this is something we have to do? You know, they might say, for some reason, I feel like we have to do something involving horses. We just have to. And sweet, okay, now I know. And that means something very different then. What do we do next? How can we make this even better? So these envisioning questions give you the opportunity to reveal what the desired experience should be for our guest, or could be for our guest. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So asking at least one of these, maybe 2. So an envisioning question pertinent to what the lodging should look like, as well as what the experience should look like, feel like, be like, would be wise for you. So if you don't see that in page 1 of your Salesforce process somewhere, get one in there for yourself. Okay, again, I'd say maybe 10% of all salespeople actually bother to ask an envisioning question. The next two, you seldom to never hear salespeople ask these. Savvy ones do. And those are advantage questions and keys to the sale question. All right, advantage questions I love. These are the ones that reveal feelings that the guest wants in this sale. Particularly wise in a luxury sale, because honestly, a luxury sale is about feelings. It's about that guest wanting a feeling of acknowledgement, a feeling of status, a feeling of importance, a feeling of separation, a feeling of exclusivity, all of those things, privacy, of high touch, a feeling, all of those kinds of things, right? So revealing those feelings. What does a larger residence mean in terms of comfort for your group? What has happened in the past when you don't stay in a ski in, ski out home? What do you see as being a downside or a negative of vacation rentals, if there's a hang up about it? What have you experienced in the past when you don't have a home, or how do you all feel about a private home versus a condominium in town? So getting at feelings, vibes, because when I get that, then I get the, oh, we don't want that. No. Or, we just never really talked about that. Can you give me an example of one that might be an advantage question that you ask or you've heard or you want to ask me? Like, is this one?
If you stay in a complex, you guys take advantage of things like a game room, common area pools. Are those of interest to you?
All right. So what's the feeling that a guest might have if they had something like that? What would the outcome be? Their family would have...
Oh, no, I don't like to associate with those common folk in the lobby.
Or the pool.
But it also be security for if you were staying there and you had young kids, you can just let them go.
Right.
I've seen many of the young kids run around one steamboat place, and obviously the parents think they're at one of those various locations, right? So I'm thinking in a security sense, for them, everything's kind of like the kids aren't going to go outside and they don't have to babysit.
Okay. So do you like the feeling of being at a place that has a game room and a pool and lots of activities for the kids? Or do you like the feeling of having something more private that you don't share with other people? Do you get where we're going with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is a way we take control of the conversation in qualifying and really get at like the headspace of what's happening that doesn't happen in a $3,000 sale. This is next level $50,000 sale kind of stuff where I'm really adding value because I'm like, listen, I don't sell pens. I sell experiences. I sell a memory. I sell unforgettable. So give me an advantage question, an advantage qualifying question you might ask to try and get at whether or not someone's a good candidate for the catered chalet experience.
How has it worked when Grandma had to cook dinner every night on your vacation last year? Was that enjoyable for her?
Okay. What are your feelings or attitudes about cooking on vacation? Just asking that. I mean, some people are like, I hate it. I don't even know why they bother having a kitchen. It's ridiculous. Who cooks on vacation? And other people are like, I find it therapeutic. And then it's a whole thing. So yeah, both of those questions could be a key to a whole big upsell for you. All right. keys to the sale questions. These are the ones that reveal things that have to happen in order for the sale to occur. So that means this isn't going to close unless this happens. And a close, by the way, is it's like a series of sales, series. It's like all, mini close, mini close, mini close, and then the big deal. So a key to the sale. What do you think your family would like the most about this residence? So if we can find a place that has a private pool, are you hoping to secure this reservation this week or to make this reservation today? How soon do you want to secure this reservation? How soon are you hoping to decide? Is this the best one for your vacation, or is there something that we're missing? So notice I'm starting to tease out objections. I'm saying I want them, I expect them, everybody has them. I'm not afraid of them. Is this helping?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, when do you ask these questions? What do you think?
And
All throughout.
Yeah, all throughout. How do you know when to ask them?
when there's a pause.
When they're not talking.
Yeah.
When the guest is engaged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After
Yeah.
you
Go ahead.
qualify.
After you what?
After you've done the initial qualifying,
Okay.
you've established a relationship, that you should be close before you.
Yeah, these keys to the sale question, these are coming toward the point where you're ready to close this. Your problems and situation questions and your envisioning questions, those are usually happening at the beginning, or if you've neglected to do that at the beginning and you have to now recreate value because you have to overcome objections. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that is why often we have objections, because we haven't created enough value. So people are like, wait, I don't understand. Advantage questions are, again, part of that qualifying piece, requalifying piece. So this is how all of these pieces sort of fit together. All right, so talk to me about open-ended questions, closed-ended questions. What qualifying questions did you find in the Salesforce process? You probably found a ton, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're everywhere. So give me the problems and situation questions that you found in the Salesforce process. Which ones were they?
Underneath, you got it. Yeah.
What was the question?
Which questions of the Salesforce process are problems and situation questions? Oh.
How familiar are you with moving mountains?
Great.
Problem.
Yes. Yes.
Have you made a reservation with Moving Mountains in the past?
Yes. Good. What else? What about what do you plan to do while you are here? What kind of question is that?
Envisioning.
Yes, you got it. You got it. Yeah. So that I can make sure I find the perfect option for you, what are some key residence features that are important to you? What kind of question is that?
Advantage?
Envisioning.
I think that's envisioning.
Envisioning. Yes. How much has the group talked about plans for the trip this year? What kind of question do you think that could be?
It's more of a key to the sale.
Why? Why do you think key to the sale?
Well, I think you can use that in your closing statements if they haven't talked at all. you're gonna need, there's probably gonna be some back and forth before you can ask for a reservation.
Okay.
Versus if they say, oh, we've been looking all week, and, you know, Joe wants this one and I want this one, then you're more on the lines of, okay, well, let's find something that works for you and Joe.
Okay. All right. So I think, first of all, it begins as a problems and situation question. If you use it right, based on what you just said, it can evolve into a key to the sale question for sure. How about, where are you traveling or calling us from? What is that?
Kind of situation question.
Yes. How familiar are you?
Situation.
Yes. Have you visited our website?
Situation.
Yes. What did you see that interests you so far?
Envisioning.
Great. How familiar are you with Steamboat?
Envisioning.
Okay. Tell me about the objective for this incentive trip.
Envisioning.
Very good. Yes. Let's see if I can get spicy on you here. No, I don't think I can get too spicy. You don't have, what other resorts are you considering for this vacation right now? What could that be?
Problems
Situation.
And also keep the sale again.
Yes. Depending on how you use it. So you probably notice here you have a lot missing. And this is why I think it would be really valuable for you to take this Salesforce process, which is pretty generic and basic, to the next level and be able to think about, hey, where do you reveal the feelings that the guest wants in the sale, and revealing the things that must happen to make that sale occur. That's where the work that you did is going to come in now. The work that you did on if you were the guest. Okay? You have the basic formula. You know the problem and situation and envisioning questions at least enough to be able to kind of get it started. What screen is showing right now?
International guests.
Awesome. Yeah, okay. And my pointer is going crazy. Okay, so this work that you all did, which was phenomenal, by the way. I'm really impressed with the level of detail that you put into this. This is where your advantage questions and keys to the sale questions are going to really come from, is your ability to really know these audiences better. So I put this one up first. This was Lisa's because we had enough time to do a little bit more back and forth than I was with some of the other ones. Did you all have an opportunity to read through all of them?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So what I'm going to ask is that we do a take two on these with some more of that kind of detail in mind, per what you see here for international. Craig, I gave you some feedback on yours as well, which, did you receive that?
Yes, I did. I apologize for not returning anything back after that.
Oh, don't be. You'll have another week or so to work on that. So I'm just going to ask that you maybe take that to the next level as well. You can see here how Lisa then took that to further expand, but now look at then how my advantage questions might start coming out of here. I'm sure you probably, let's say here, what is the quality? How is it similar to the type of vacations I'm used to taking? Can I get the type of vacation experience I'm looking for? These may be some of the concerns of this international guest. Number two, what concerns would I have about what you're offering? And then I said, can this company advise me on best flight? Then she expanded on this. Can this company advise me on best flights or airport to use as well? As can they assist me with arranging transportation from the airport? Do I need to rent a car? How do I get to the grocery store or around town during my stay? So I might even create a advantage question from this and say, So tell me a little bit about how you're feeling about a trip to Steamboat Springs. Because if he's super stressed out and he's like, I don't even know if we're going to be able to do this, honestly, because he's stressed out about these things, then I know that I can create value through the Moving Mountains experience because of our experience in serving international guests. So getting my head into the struggles or challenges of the international guest reveals possible advantages and keys to the sale qualifying questions for that type of a customer. Is that helpful? Okay, so let's think here about what would compel you, number 3, what would compel an international guest to give Lisa time? So Lisa said originally, if the salesperson answers my questions directly, I'll listen and this will give them credibility to me. Okay, that's pretty generic. So I needed more. And she said, if the salesperson is asking important questions related to the vacation I want, I will answer and be interested. Sure. So I still said, give me more. And I said, expand on this and consider what sort of value you could be adding. Specifically, what would truly be worth an international guest's time. So I thought packing tips, thoughts on superiority of destination compared to Vail or Aspen, which are other world-class destinations that a lot of international guests would be investigating as well. You are the only luxury vacation rental company in Steamboat offering the catered chalet experience, which is a totally international concept. So to me, that has huge value in the international market. So what can you personally do for an international guest that saves them time, money, and resources? So I hear possible advantage questions coming out of this. What sort of research have you done so far? Or how comfortable are you feeling right now with your research so far into a Rocky Mountain ski vacation, Bjorn? I'm making up a name, but that's the idea. Is
we have it, Bjorn. That's
Anderson or something.
Yeah.
S-E-N.
Yeah.
I know all. I see it. No, so, I mean, I'm totally making that up, but the idea is that this is the level of kind of, head space we want to use up when we're thinking of our international guest. It's not, what are your dates? How many are in your party? Okay, I'll send you a quote. Email me back whenever you wake up. You'll never get the business because he's going to call ski.com and he's going to call, every other wholesaler and travel agent out there, and you lose. So she said we offer signature services of a catered chalet. This includes a chef, a chalet assistant, a dedicated private 4-wheel drive vehicle, grocery purchase and stocking and housekeeping during your stay. Great. So international guests are very comfortable, very accustomed to help, hired help. So my friends that are Brazilian, it's nothing for them to have live-in everything, live-in nannies, live-in housekeepers, and it's not like they're loaded. That's just how they live. So to be able to offer this is a competitive advantage. But if I don't ask the right qualifying questions, I won't be able to create that connection where they see that we add value. Okay, so Craig, what I said to you for number 1, what might this family be struggling with right now? I said, I wanted you to take this even further back. So yes, I agreed that as the father, he'd be struggling with finding a place that's going to be convenient to getting the kids to ski school, etc. But I said, even at home, what's going on at home? I'm stressed out. I travel a lot for my job, maybe. I'm an overtasker. I'm married to my iPhone. I'm trying to squeeze in a call to you while driving home after work, and this is the most exciting part of my day before I throw down a Hot Pocket for dinner and take my kid to soccer practice. I'd much rather be on vacation, and I want to be you. What else is happening at home right now? Am I thinking about saving for college? Do I have other big expenditures? Did I have an argument with my wife again about the groceries that she bought because I don't like the fat-free cottage cheese that she always buys because it sucks. And we've had an argument about it before, and yet she keeps buying it. That's the kind of stuff, that's mental garbage that goes on in here. And then when you start talking, I'm like, I can't even think about it. Drives me crazy. So who cares? Why does that bother? Like, why should somebody that works at Moving Mountains even care about all that BS?
Or how do I even get around that? Because I started to try and reply to that, and I was honestly like, okay, well, how do I really get around it? Okay, I'm thinking about saving for college. Well, okay, then don't spend $20,000 on this residence because.
Well, no, you're here to make it easy.
No.
Yeah,
we're here to make
you know the best place. You call Moving Mountains. That's what we do. We take care of everything for you.
And your daughter's about to start college. Well, we better make this one of the most memorable vacations because you're not going to have there anymore with her. Mm-hmm.
And
maybe a limited amount, maybe not. No.
She's gonna be home with that boyfriend next year. Spring breaking on South Top Radar.
And when the guest, he's gonna walk in just like that into our reception area. He's stressed out. He's traveled with all the kids. He's got an argument with his wife over something, bringing too much luggage or whatever. So he's gonna show up totally stressed out, and we can just take care of everything once he's here. We know how to handle it. We're like, don't worry about it. All you have to do is show up on our doorstep, check in, and from there on out, we're taking care of you.
So unlike other property management companies here in Steamboat, what you can rest assured with us is that you literally don't have to worry about anything. All you have to do is get here. We meet you at the airport, and everything else is taken care of. So for him to know that it's just truly that easy is a breath of fresh air. He wants to be you. So he wants to talk to you like you're his friend. And he's going to want to chat with you about like, so what's the weather like? And what'd you do today, man? And is there a cool bar to hang out at? And you're going to be like, how old are you? And it's okay, because to him, just talking to you is he's relieved. He's relieved to have that moment of future thinking about something that he actually wants to talk about and have fun with. So it's not that you have to fix anything. It's just you need to think about where his head is in the moment, and know that strategically this is going to help you to be able to talk to him the way he needs you to talk, to psychologically meet him where he needs you to meet him in the moment.
Where is that? We get a lot of guys that call in like that and say those same things, like talk to you like you're their buddy, and you know that they're that person.
Yeah.
That you were just describing.
Yeah. He's hiding in his car in a gas station because he doesn't want to go home yet. And he wants to know when the slopes open. And God, I totally want to be there right now. I was looking online for my new skis. What do you think of these new skis? What are you getting this year? And you're like, dude, I want to go have lunch.
He wants to live vicariously through us.
We get a
So to get ahead of that and say, one of the things that our guests really love about us is that they might call being interested in just renting a house, but they find that that they're renting their home, and that they're renting their home with their friends now. So I'm really glad that you called us and you found us here, and I know that you won't be disappointed. To be able to have that connection with somebody like him, he's feeling just relieved, very relieved. Okay, so number 2 was, what concerns would you have about what this person is offering? You said, if I'm not being offered a range in pricing and locations, is this person looking out for me? Right. Yes. Are you my advocate? Are you my buddy, or are you my buddy? And he's going to want to say, is that the best price you can give me? Come on, Craig. Come on, Craig. Come on. It's me, buddy. Come on. Does this person really understand my needs? Do they genuinely care about me? Yeah. What else? Do I have champagne taste on a beer can budget? this looks awesome on the site, but is it too good to be true? No, it's not. It really is that awesome. Is it too big? Is it too much? Is there something else that I didn't see, that I should have seen, that this joker's not going to tell me about because he just wants to make a sale? Is this the best price? So if you can get ahead of all of that mental chatter by saying to him, I took a look online. I have taken into account the fact that you have 8 people, and it sounds to me like you have a few singles. I don't want to overdo it on the bedding, but I also want to be really sensitive to the fact that everybody should be sleeping in a bed and not sharing if not necessary. So I wanted to start there. I'm looking at what I think is the most reasonably priced over that time period. And I really do feel like this residence is going to give you the most convenience and the best value over that time period. So can we start here? And I'm going to describe this one for you and then tell me how you feel about it. Does that sound like a good plan? So if I can
Yes.
kick it off that way and allow him to say yes, so he has control, then he's going to be feeling like he's in a good spot. So taking your answer to number 2 and then busting that open gives you a different way to create value.
Okay.
Number 3, what would compel you to give him time? Well, besides the fact that you're now my best friend in Steamboat, if this person listened to me and what I wanted and reacted so too, even if this wasn't just me saying 4-bedroom close to the mountain, but they also heard that I had young kids. Yeah. So what I got from that, correct me if I'm wrong, is that you're listening for the implicit, not just the explicit, right?
Correct.
So you're connecting dots for him. I like to ski a lot, and my wife doesn't. Also could be implied. If they listen to everything, not just what I say I want, and they react to it, yes. Remember the idea of giving you the feeling of being heard. So when you can agree with him and share stories with him and talk about families just like his, and a guy you met last year who had a family like his and they loved it and they're coming back this year, and you got to meet some of the other guys that come up here that do the same thing that you're going to do. They're so cool. And then he's feeling like this is going to be so great. I'm looking forward to this. So you hit the nail on the head with that one. I like that. Number 4.
Erica,
Yes.
I think, on this one, I think this is where Craig is actually really good, that what would compel you to give this staff member time. Craig always makes this connection where he always talks about the ease of use and the Thunderhead chairlift. We talk about it all the time and how Craig just has this seamless way of connecting with our customer on the other end about what he's doing to make something. He is a compelling staff member because he wants to make this easy for them. He's giving them a little tidbit about our mountain and about our service that we can provide that is going to save them time at the gondola, that they don't even know what that line's going to look like, but man, we just made your life pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Like
the guest is, talking to somebody who's a real local. He's giving all the tips, all the, hey, you can trust me because I'll tell you right where to go.
He is.
All the local spots.
And he is. One of his strengths is he does come across very compelling. So great. Kudos to him on that one.
Yeah.
Well done, Craig.
Thank you, ladies.
Yeah. What's your secret? Why do you do that?
Because that's what I would want to know. Because when I go skiing, if I was making a reservation and someone told me, hey, you're going to want to stay up here because you get to avoid all these lines, I would be like on my hands and knees praying to them, thank you. Because especially on those busy weekends, I definitely sat at the bottom of Burgess Creek and hitchhiked to the top of the because I didn't want to go wait in those lines.
45 minutes to an hour.
This guy likes to ski a lot.
Yeah.
He wants to get out there first night. Stand in line.
Especially because
Take a movie mountain shuttle up there.
Yeah.
Right there.
So there's this idea, and I have to get myself in the habit of remembering this a lot too, which is instead of adding value for our guests, we have to remember often that we should be in the mindset of trading value with our guests. So what's the difference between adding value and what Craig does, which is trading value?
Like he's giving them the knowledge that, and then they're gonna give you the business? I mean, is that what you mean? Like,
Yeah.
this little nugget and give me your credit card.
Yeah. I was gonna say that.
Not give it back.
Sounds crude.
Well,
but
that's it.
it's-
Tell me something I don't know, or else what's the point of this conversation? So he's giving me a tip or a secret or something that is remember, guests don't know what they don't know. And if we're able to give them something above and beyond what they could have found online or what they researched or what VRBO was showing or what they did last year, and we're able to give them more and make good use of their time, they're willing to continue trading with us. We give value, they give more time. We give more value, they give more time. We get enough time, we make a sale. Got it?
Yeah.
So if you ever start feeling like, oof, I'm losing them, add value. Just say, okay, I'm not adding value. Add value or trade value. Give them something that's worthwhile in the conversation. If you're feature dumping on them, you're not trading value. Okay, so make it. Okay, and number 4, what would you need to hear in order to feel like you aren't wasting your time? I would need to hear reactions to my situation and valid solutions to my needs with genuine care. So care and something else. So this is, we've been kind of alluding to this throughout this conversation. What else does he need to hear from you? He needs to hear
Value. What? Connection.
Okay, specifically what type of connection? Is it the bro connection?
This guy, yeah.
With this guy?
A connection to a local source.
Yeah.
Knowledgeable.
Like, we got you. Something like that, right? However that shows up, comes out. So I think that's the thing I'm looking for there. The last one, what aren't you currently hearing from other property management companies, TAs, or wholesalers? I'm most likely hearing from other PMs that they have the bedrooms I'm looking for and the location that I asked for, but not what the other factors that I haven't asked for that will make me and my family happier during our stay. Like what? So I'm asking for some specificity there. I'm hearing what's under the surface that will make my vacation better. So to me, that's the thing, is I want to get at that moving mountains difference. That's the thing that I think has to be the big separator that other PMs won't go into. So if you can round that stuff out, Craig, I think you have a slam dunk handle on how you would connect with this family man. So without going into all of these, I think, ladies, for the rest of these, if you could follow suit and do some further expansion as necessary for next week, I think that would help. And if you struggle and you're going, well, okay, I thought I did that, so Erica, tell me what else I need, or can you do the same thing with mine? Just shoot me an email and tell me that's what you need from me, and I will give you that level of detail as well, okay? All right, but I think you know what I'm looking for there. Well done, everybody. Thank you so much. And then I think, does that get us pretty caught up? Or did we have one? Oh, yes, talking points for the catered chalet experience, which we're going to frame. And we're going to decoupage them and turn them into
We're going to have Sarah use all of her graphic art design skills and make it pretty.
All right, Sarah, So let's say find a red person in the room and sell them on that catered chalet experience. What would you say to them? How would you say it? Sarah's
Jenny.
Jenny, I'm scared to death right now. Help me. I'm scared. I'm going to try and find this because I know I just let it, I printed it and then I let it sit so I didn't lose it.
So yeah, we did this all together, but it
Yeah.
was Craig's day off and Amy was not keen on it, so, but the rest of us sort of just brainstormed it collectively.
Oh, can I?
There it is, from me.
More up above.
Your top email, Kate Pahula. Oh,
Is that what it is? Yeah, yeah. Thank you. I'm sorry.
okay. We did do this on the timeline and emailed it to Yolanda, so I just wanted it to be known.
You know, and you did it on time. It wasn't.
I just didn't know who to email it to.
It was me. It was me. I'm a pack rat, and then I put things in places that I shouldn't put them in. So I had it. Okay. So, ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Am I supposed to ask questions?
No, I think you can just go ahead and.
You're selling Jenny the catered chalet.
Oh, because she's a red. So are we role playing?
Are we role playing?
Or are you just?
Yeah, you're just going to tell Jenny, hey, here's how it's going to make your vacation easier.
Okay. So, ring ring.
No, just talk to her. Tell her, this is how I think the catered chalet will make your vacation or a person's vacation easier. Just talk to her like she's a red communicator.
So this service that we offer will save you money and time. We pick you up as soon as you get off the plane, and we have everything taken care of for you. For you. Is that something you think was going to interest you and your family, make your vacation easier?
Yes, of course. But specifically, what are you talking about?
It's a catered chalet that we offer to assist everyone on vacation and make our services more utilized. And
I got that, but what are your services?
we can pick you up at the airport in a luxury vehicle with four-wheel drive for security. We take care of traffic directions. We get you to Steamboat safely. We get you settled in your home. Grocery shopping, food sources are all taken care of. You don't need to cook, clean. We've got taken care of for all 3 meals, your entire vacation. You can spend more time on the slopes with your family, riding horses.
You got it. Keep going. Jenny, what would you be thinking at this point? What do you need to hear?
No, that's not what I mean, I'm just going by what I would want to hear.
Yeah.
And yes, I'm the communicator. So far, she's doing okay. I think that right now I'm not interested in how much it is. I would just want to know, just straight up, the specifics of what you're doing. And then if I like all those specifics, the price is the price.
Mm-hmm.
Because time is money to me, and if I have to do all that, or my wife does, or my husband, and he bitches at me, then I'm not doing any dishes or cleaning or anything.
Right.
So I guess that could be
All right.
We provide shuttle experience for your day of skiing. And it's a private transportation.
Good.
Chauffeur.
Yes. All right. So what are some of the things about this, Sarah, that makes you really uncomfortable besides being like on stage, right, in front of everybody right now?
Oh, right.
Okay, I don't even know the entire package of the catered chalet.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
The yellow was to throw in like adjectives, like while you're horseback riding, like she doesn't care. She's not thinking about big picture.
What you're doing for me.
A, B, C, period. Like,
Okay.
I mean, as I.
Yeah. I did not say amazing. I did not say amazing. This will be amazing.
All right. So I'm hitting you with this fast, and it's not to scare you, it's to prepare you with a couple of different things, which is one, you never know who's going to be on the other end of the phone, right? The expectation, though, is that every single guest needs to know about the catered chalet experience, and we always have to have a strategy for how it's going to be sold. I think this is a good start to the bullets. I think we can round it out even more. We're going to use this, but I want you to get really comfortable with the value of the product and understand more about here's what it is, here's why we have it, and here's what the outcome of it is going to be. So this was more not just, this was not like a let's all look at Sarah thing. This was more of an example for everybody to think about. Oh yeah, I don't even know what I would say either, and I don't even know how I would encounter a red guest and make sure that in that moment, if I were told, hey, it's now time to sell the catered chalet experience, I don't know what I would say. I don't know how I would prepare for it. I don't even know if this is the right time. So what are the right value points and when is the right time? And I mean, we've done enough, I think, today to talk about how we might perhaps qualify somebody properly for the catered chalet experience. But I think we need to now understand how we create value around that experience as well as around the lodging. So I like the start, ladies and gentlemen, of where you went with this. I like seeing the words for a green communicator like economical and practical. I like seeing the emotions being sold for a blue communicator. I like seeing that for a yellow communicator, the word amazing does come out, which Sarah did not use for our red communicator. Yes, because she knew that that wasn't going to go very far with Jenny. So I saw the right elements in here. Now we want to take this to the top and say, okay, well, what is it? Why is it? What's the outcome of it? So before we get too far, I think we need to give some serious appreciation to Sarah for the quickness, thinking on her feet. Thank you.
How do you sell something you don't know what you're selling?
I love it. I love it. Yes. So let's get into creating value, and we're going to come back to that because I don't think we can do much more with it until we get into the conversation about creating value, or more like adding value, right? Per a la Craig. Per a la Craig.
A la carte. A la Craig.
A la carte. An informed guest spends 1.7 more in a hotel, according to a study by PKF Hospitality of 6,000 hotels. And this was a study that for each hotel room that was occupied, the average revenue was $141.72 for room rental, $53.16 for food and drinks, and $12.34 for other expenses. What it means to us is that they spend more in the hotel. They're twice as likely to recommend the hotel to other people. This does translate as well into the vacation rental arena. The idea is the more somebody knows, the more they're going to spend. The more somebody knows about the amenities and services that you offer, the more they're going to spend, the more they're going to utilize guest services. The more somebody knows about the catered chalet experience, the more they're likely to use the catered chalet experience. So I just pose that to you as that's our job. Our guests don't know what they don't know. Never mind the triggering background, but our guests don't know what they don't know. Okay, adding value. There's a difference between a feature and a benefit. Now, this looks odd, right? It's a glass. So what's the difference between a feature and a benefit as we know it? What do you think?
Feature is just an amenity. Benefit is something that's actually going to better my life and better my experience.
Okay, good. That's pretty nice and basic, right? So
the benefit for us is the actual luxury of, well, the bedding is this kind of thread count on the sheets versus just having the sheets, you know?
Okay. So let's go even more basic than all of that, and that might help to even further clarify. Features are your physical characteristics of something. The benefits are the outcomes or the so what of something. So let's say I have that glass, right? What are the physical characteristics of this glass that I'm holding? Physical characteristics are,
Glass.
yes,
Clear, it's round,
Clear, round.
16 ounces.
yes. What else? Anything else?
Half full.
Okay, yes, it contains, let's say, 6 ounces of water. Okay, great. So you got that. Physical features. Benefits. So these are the outcomes. This is the so what. This is the, and this is great because. What are the benefits of having a glass?
You don't have to drink directly out of the tap.
Yes.
You can put your beverage in.
Okay, there's something in
Travel around
between
with it.
there. Yes, it's portable, so you don't have to drink directly out of the tap. Yes, other benefits.
It's clear so you can see it, what you're drinking.
Yes, got it. What else?
You now know how much water you have left in it because you can see right through it.
Yes.
You can now, it's just as much water as you need because you're able to take this with you and drink it all in one drink or however you prefer it.
Perfect.
Okay.
If you drink it, you're hydrated. That's a benefit.
All right.
Yeah.
So different features have different benefits to different people. So a glass has a benefit to a person who's thirsty in the way that we were just talking about. A glass has a benefit to people at a wedding because
You can put champagne in it.
Make your toast.
you can toast, you can celebrate something. Another benefit to having a glass is that you can use it as something to store things inside of. Another benefit to having a glass is you could break it up all together and make art with it. Okay, so I make the same analogy as a thrill seeker, an adventurist, a family, a couple. Do different benefits have different value to different people? Okay, what benefit does the town have to a couple?
Steamboat Town.
Steamboat Town.
We have the Strawberry Park Hot Springs, the most romantic place in the mountains.
If you're looking
Okay.
for a romantic getaway, you can easily find that here in town because of our 5-star dining, and then you're able to take them to Strawberry Hot Springs, which is one of the most romantic places to go in Colorado.
And then have a couples massage at blah, blah, blah.
Really? Gondola.
Yeah, at your residence.
Gondola.
So I'm hearing a lot of features, feature. So what's the final outcome of all of that? The outcome is you will have...
You look like a hero.
Have a romantic vacation.
Your feelings.
The two of you.
Quality.
Quality
Quality
time.
time.
Yeah. Seclusion.
Okay, so when I think steamboat, I don't think romantic. Yet, my first Rocky Mountain wedding was in Steamboat. So how do you dispel maybe the myth that Steamboat isn't romantic, right? I mean, not that you have to do a hard sell to couples, but maybe I'm thinking like 4 couples, right? Why would 4
An
couples?
active mountain life couple who is not really looking for romance, and they're looking
maybe.
for
A lot of fun.
Yeah.
they're looking to ski hard and ski fast, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
So Steamboat is going to have different benefits, different outcome for different people. Let's use something maybe a little simpler, like the shuttle. Give me the benefits or the outcome of having this service available for a family.
They don't have to drive.
They don't have to drive. You can get to the ski area. It's the easiest way to get to the mountain.
Yeah, safety, that's good.
You're gonna
Yes.
save time and energy because we will pick you up right at the front door of your residence and be able to drop you off as close to the gondola as possible.
You
Yeah.
don't have to drive, you don't have to find your own parking space.
Someone will help you most of the time.
You don't have to carry your skis.
So it's the ultimate in convenience and safety. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah,
What is more convenient or more safe than this shuttle service in town?
A private SUV with your own
A
driver.
private one.
Okay. And how much more could that potentially cost
$500 a day.
a day? So there is the only other option that would be available is having a private car service that could be available to you for $500 a day. But considering that this is a complimentary on-call shuttle service that's available to you, that's included in the rate of, this is the ultimate in convenience and in safety. And it's actually so fun for the kids. They love it.
Yeah.
Okay, outcome for a thrill seeker.
Timeliness, just quickly there.
Get there right when the lift's open, be the first one on the gondola.
Our shuttle drivers start at 7:30 in the morning, and they will get you there for first tracks.
Yeah, you don't waste a minute waiting to get on the slopes. How about for an international?
You won't have to navigate unfamiliar roads and driving techniques.
You'll have to read the road, read the
Limit
signs.
signs, yeah.
And how is this better than maybe a dial-a-ride at Beaver Creek or the Vail shuttle that goes around? How is this better?
So this is just moving mountains. Moving mountains.
Exclusive for our guests.
Yes, and you literally go straight from your house to the gondola or the restaurant. No extra stops.
So the outcome, the outcome is that it is
Private.
it's private.
Private. Fast,
Okay.
efficient.
It's so much faster and more efficient and more private. It's just an overall superior experience to having that public. Sorry, I just whip my headset out. It's just an overall superior experience to having that public shuttle experience where it's more unreliable.
I think a lot of people live in these cities and public transportation is sought as lower class, sort of. I don't want to deal with that. I mean, I had a woman on the phone with her for 15 minutes before I transferred her to you, and she says, oh, well, we don't ride public transportation. And I'm thinking, man, the steamboat buses are sweet, dude. I live in a city, but we don't ride public transportation. So that's a big selling point. I mean,
Yeah.
We have your own driver.
We don't do buses. So feature, benefit, outcome. Kind of three different components of anything. And sensorially speaking, obviously you want to be thinking of what they're going to see and hear and taste and feel and smell as it relates to anything that you're selling. So this has to occur before you are going to make a match or ask for the sale. If I'm not selling that steamboat experience and I'm not painting the moving mountains picture and talking about how that whole experience is going to look like in the half hitch home or one steamboat place with a catered chalet experience with that convenience of everything, and then talking about what that entire package would look like and making that perfect match, I can't ever ask for the sale. So it's sort of all combined, and strategically this all has to happen kind of in this order. I mean, there's a little bit of backy forthy that might have to happen here where I might paint a picture, ask another question, talk about the destination, maybe ask another question, paint the pictures some more, calm them down because they flipped out about something, paint some more picture, but then I can make a match. and then ask for the sale. But I have to have these components of what I'm going to see and hear and taste and feel and smell kind of in my mind. Okay, which building is this?
Edgemont.
Okay, so tell me about Edgemont. What am I going to see and hear and feel and taste and smell at Edgemont? Excuse me one second, I'm listening.
Oh, at Edgemont, if you have kids, there's a fire pit, and when you come home from skiing in the evening, you can sit outside and roast your marshmallows and have s'mores around the campfire.
Okay, so that's something I will see. What else am I going to see at Edgemont?
And it's you're see the slopes right outside the door.
Okay.
Right down to the base of the mountain.
You're going to see the snow conditions in the morning, right out your window.
You're going to
Say
see
that
the
again,
fireworks.
Craig?
You're going to see the snow condition right outside your window. Don't even need to look at the website or call in.
Oh, okay.
No,
You can see the fireworks. Yep, you can see the fireworks from your deck.
Cool. What am I going to hear? Fireworks. Is it noisy up there?
No, surprisingly, no. All of the sound echoes down the mountain and not actually across towards yourself. All you're going to hear is the snow falling off the roof because it's piled up so high from the night before.
Okay. So what's the feeling of being in an Edgemont residence? Feeling. I'm going to pull up one here. Oh, sorry. What's the feeling of being in an Edgemont residence?
They're cozy. They're cozy, yeah. A very elegant, sophisticated, yeah, modern. You're gonna feel like it's private, but you're right on. You're still in the middle of things because you're right on the slopes. You can see the base area. But when you're inside, yes, they're very cozy.
Okay. So I would say these are really ideal for smaller families. Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Couples, a couple couples and family.
Okay. Great. What about taste, smell, touch? Give me some more senses. What's the vibe? How would you describe these residences? I mean, they're pretty swanky.
Yeah, definitely a mountain, modern. Everything's very new.
The cleanliness is incredible. You can walk into the lobby right when you walk in there. You can just smell that it was freshly cleaned and that they're taking care of the residents.
Craig, come on, man. Love it.
on fire today.
Well, and that's the kind of stuff that guests want to know about. You know, does it smell like a dirty foot because it has the locker rooms from 1986? Or is it brand new so everything smells? Sorry, what?
Oh, never mind. Sorry, they were just comparing it to the building next to it, the Bear Claw, the sister building next door, which is exactly what you're describing. Yeah,
Yeah.
A little outdated.
Yeah. So to be able to give that level of visualization that I can't see on the website, that's going to give the value on page 13 that I'm really looking for here. I want to know what is the, when I say sell the building and sell the accommodation, that's what I want. I want benefit statements that's going to give me that. So that's going to be part of the work that we're going to do as a breakout after today is I'm going to ask you to come up with some benefit statements. Benefit statement is feature, benefit, outcome. So you're going to have 3 benefit statements for each of these levels. Let me see. Is this what I want? Yeah. Okay. So feature, benefit, outcome. So for destination, feature, benefit, outcome. Moving mountains, feature, benefit, 3 benefit statements. So feature, benefit, outcome 1, feature, benefit, outcome 2, feature, benefit, outcome 3. So sell moving mountains, sell the location or building itself, so in this case it would be Edgemont, and then sell the best fit accommodation of the three. So there's a bit of a difference there. So benefit statements pertaining to the building for Edgemont would pertain to the pool. So a benefit statement about the pool. Maybe a benefit statement about the hot tub, if there's a hot tub. Benefit statement about, there is. Benefit statement about the ski shuttle. Benefit statement about, is there anything else about any of the common areas that makes it kind of unique and special?
The ski locker room.
Okay. And they could be combined with other amenities and services as well. There's going to be a twist on all of this though as well. And then you're going to pick the best fit residence. It might be Skyfall Ridge. It might be Morningside Ridge. It might be Snowline Ridge. How are you going to know what to pick? Well, you're going to go back to your type of guest. So Lisa will go back to her international guest. Craig will go back to his family. You can choose whatever profile you want to choose. So Craig, if you want a family of 5 with 2 adults and 3 kids, you can do that. If you want to have, who had Thrill Seeker again?
I did, Teresa.
Hey, Teresa. So Thrill Seeker, let's say you want to have, I don't know, like a bunch of guys, like 5 guys that, you know, every year they go to a different ski resort, and they went to Jackson Hole last year, and they're just like a bunch of snow chasers. They're not cheap and cheerful. I mean, they're doctors and lawyers, and they like to just work hard, play hard kind of people.
Put them in the 7th floor and they can jump off the balcony.
And they can rappel down to the ski slope.
There you go.
Yeah. They think they're a lot younger than they are, you know.
Huh?
They come home with broken ribs, and their wives are like, "Oh my God, why do you keep doing this? You're an idiot." So that's kind of that's the direction we want to take this next exercise. So let me show you an example. And let's see. I have an example that I made for you. Don't know if this is the right one though. Is this the one? Yeah. No, it's not it. Yeah, Village Hall? No. Where did I put that? I just worked on it the other day. See, this is why I need Yolanda. I can't find it. I'm fired. Okay, let's just pretend that this is right. I don't think it's totally right, but it might be at least close enough.
We can improvise. We're good at that.
Yeah. So, yeah, let's just pretend that this is close enough. Yeah. I think this is what I was working on. Okay. Okay. So yours will probably end up formulating into something similar to this, with perhaps an extra level here, because I'm going to ask you to not just sell the accommodation, but you also need to create some benefit statements for the building as well, i.e. Edgemont versus Erica, i.e. Edgemont versus Skyline, right? So it's going to, first of all, you're going to sell Destination Steamboat. You're going to see here on the right some elements of that. So you might talk about the champagne powder and the valley and the community. How did I do that again? So give me a benefit statement that might include those elements. What might that sound like?
I was going to do the same thing.
Did you get
On Steamboat?
Yeah.
Easy to get to, flight-wise?
So give me a benefit statement that includes this idea of how sunny it is and how you have champagne powder and how the valley's awesome and it's really a strong community there.
Well, I mean, it depends. I mean, like, if you just want to go and have a resort, then, we were able to offer that. But the really great thing about Steamboat is the fact that we were a community first, and then we built a resort around that. So you really get that hometown feel, but while still getting all the resort aspects. So you still get to go do all the activities like ice skating and dog sledding, but you also get that really Western feel where you can go on horse-drawn sleigh rides and have dinner there. But then yet, during the daytime, you can go ski through our Aspen Glades and have champagne powder just flying over your head. Where, if you go to Summit County or Vail Valley, you're going to end up with all this Denver traffic and all these people that really are just going there because they were sold on a name and not really on the experience. And that's what you're going to get when you come to Steamboat, is a full experience, and then a community of tourists as well as the community of Steamboat itself, all backed around the same idea.
And people here are nice. That is a very important quality about this town. That you guys have lived here for so long, you might not realize, but it's huge how nice everybody is.
Yeah.
So yes. Okay. So first of all, Craig, thank you for that. I appreciate how well you know your destination. I love that you started with the idea of community. What I liked about the approach you took was it was rather global. It seemed to me like that could have worked for any type of audience, truly. And I would challenge you to then take that to hone it in for your family. Because because I hear ways that you could take that. So what's great about a destination that was built on a community first is that safety is such a very big part of what makes this community successful and why so many families love to vacation here. So one of the things, if you've never experienced a Steamboat vacation before, I think one of the most apparent things that you'll feel is that your kids are really safe here. Outcome. You got that?
Yep.
Okay, so that's benefit statement number 1. Look, Craig, this is all done for you. So after all your stuff earlier, now I'm just going to give all this to you here. So benefit statement, benefit statement, benefit statement. You can see I bulleted it here, but I really want you to craft some benefit statements that are very specific to your type of audience. You've done your homework. You're going to do a little more homework. You're going to learn your guests a little more as you explore and do that mental deep dive a little more into the things they're thinking about. But this is going to now take you into that, okay, what does value mean to this person as you do that exercise? Sell Moving Mountains. Moving Mountains, we offer the most we offer the most distinctive luxury residences in Steamboat Springs. And we also offer a catered chalet experience, which no other vacation rental management company in Steamboat Springs offers, which no other vacation rental management company in Colorado even offers. Since we've pioneered that experience, we find that we have guests that come back year after year after year, and we continue to create loyal guests that find that we are their home away from home. We offer a destination concierge service that's pre-arrival that makes it so effortless that your entire vacation is planned for you before you even get here. So all you need to do is show up and we take care of the rest. So that might be the way that I sell Moving Mountains to a very busy family. What could I add to that?
Someone else want to leave?
Go ahead, Steve.
I think that's a lot of it.
All right, so I have some features, I have some benefits, I also have some outcomes. I'm pre-selling Catered Chalet. I'm assuming that you will be buying it. It's something that sets us apart. If you don't know about it, then you've got to know about it. It's a brand differentiator. Best fit accommodation. Let's pretend that this is Edgemont. Considering the fact that the children are younger, you really probably want to be a little closer to things on the mountain, a little closer to ski school. That would be my suggestion for your first visit. You will probably want something a little more private as the kids get older and they're easier to get back and forth to things. Plus, it's fun to make sure that you're to enjoy the town and be in the base area. There are just some fun things to do there. And I might describe some of those things as I'm selling Steamboat. I might suggest that we consider first a place called Edgemont. Edgemont is one of the newer residences. What I love about that is that you don't have to worry about a lot of maintenance issues or housekeeping issues. Things are clean and they're fresh, and the decor is just stunning. I mean, it's to me, it's my dream home. It's a prime location in the fact that it's a ski in, ski out location. Really steps from all of the things that you would need in the morning to get ready. You can have a cup of coffee, get the kids ready for ski school in the morning with no problems at all. You don't have to worry about lugging them here and there and everywhere. We help to make all of those things very easy for you in the morning. We also offer complimentary grocery delivery service. So if you want your first cup of coffee in your pajamas, you don't need to go downstairs if you don't want to. This offers excellent living space for gathering in the evenings, après ski or after ski school. And if you don't want to ski, because truthfully, the kids get tired, this building has a fantastic swimming pool and hot tub, which I always recommend for families that have smaller children. So that way they have a plan B. So that might just be my start without elaborating here on some of these other things. But that could be a way that I sell a residence that has some of the amenities and services that the Edgemont building has to offer. And then I could go deeper into the right residence. I have to get them excited about the building first, or it's almost like the residence doesn't matter.
That makes sense.
Okay. And then we wrap it up with and then I can do benefit statements as well for the right residence. This one I'm choosing for you is gorgeous. What I love about this one the most is the fact that each of your children would have their very own bed without consuming a ton of room. Everyone's comfortable. Everyone has their own closed doors, so you don't have to share televisions. What I also like about this is that it's really private and quiet, even though it is in a condominium style building where you might look at it and say, oh, it looks like it might be busy. It's not. This one's very quiet. It's on a quieter side of the building. So I love that about it. Also, what you'll find in this one is, I don't know, this, that, and the other thing. So benefit statement outcome, benefit statement outcome. Our families that experience this one just rave about it. They can't say enough nice things. In fact, last year we had a family just like yours that loved it so much they bought one. I highly recommend this one for a first-time family vacation like yours. So what are your thoughts? Tell me, what do you think? And let them give it back to me. Tell me. This is my first step at a close, first step at asking for a sale. Let them tell me what they're thinking, what they're feeling. If I've traded value right, they're going to give me the time to give them this much.
Okay.
Okay, so is this going to be really clean? No. It's going to be a back and forth conversation. Do you have to fight for giving value like this in some spaces? Yes. It's going to have to be. So this is what I'm thinking. What do you think? Yeah, and does it have a washer and dryer in the residence? Oh, of course it does. For residences like this, when we cater to families the way that we do, we can't not have a washer and dryer. That would be heresy. So you can have a conversation with them about that and then get back into it and say, what what this also includes is an entire washer and dryer, a laundry room, so you can close it off. It's not like it's just a closet, it's a room. So it's quieter. That way you can have another way to create value. As long as they keep asking questions, you can keep trading value. So your assignment is going to be to see if you're able to go ahead and create this layout for your benefit statements. I want 3 per, sorry, I'm trying to format this to fit in the box. I want 3 per level here. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I would like that to be sent back to me. Please include your type of guest. This will be a Word document, so you should be able to type right into it. So that's assignment 1, and assignment 2 is...
You're going to send that document to us right there?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Is that okay?
Yeah, I was trying to write everything down fast enough.
Oh, yeah.
Are we all doing Edgemont and a specific residence, or are we,
I think you can just choose
or are
whichever
we
one you want.
choosing any,
We'll talk about that as we can
Okay.
talk about that as
maybe divide up?
yeah.
You can choose what you want. You can choose one that you're having a hard time with. You can choose one that, I just wish we sold this one more. You could choose one that you might be, maybe you're seeing that it's available way too much and there's no reason for you to not be selling it. Maybe you have one that you have a competition with and you're trying to sell. So whatever you think you want to sell.
Gotcha.
Great.
So those are just only 2 assignments. They do require some thought, but again, I think between both of these, this gives you a great foundation for qualifying and for creating value. So what do you think, everybody?
Awesome.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, we have 6 minutes left, so I'm not going to take up all of it, but if you could please go around the room. We're at the 3/4 mark. Biggest takeaways so far? What are the kind of biggest things that you're saying, this is helping so much because, or I like this the most because, or I still want to make sure that I learn this because? Anything, just freestyle on me.
I really like that verbiage of trading value. I've worked a lot with the idea of adding value, but I think that's a really valuable statement to say trading knowledge for trust or for that's really, that was something I hadn't heard in a lot of sales training I've done.
Okay, thanks, Teresa. That made sense to me too. Being a red communicator, I'm like, what's in it for me to just listen to you blather on for half an hour? So thanks. All right, great. Who's next?
I like the commitment to close because I really feel like this is something that you can really feel and understand the client a lot, especially, just trying to get those like 1-day closes, especially like when you're working the weekend and just really like going through this whole process. And like I hung this up right next to my computer so I can really see like, okay, have I got the time commitment? Have I got to explore? Have I been able to change and so forth? Because really being able to do that like on one day on Saturday, like someone calls in 9 o'clock on Saturday, you can really get that time commitment and influence them to say, hey, we should really do this today because it's the weekend. Once it comes to the weekdays, it is hard for you to connect with me. It's hard for me to connect with you. It's hard for you to connect to everyone else in your party. Mm-hmm. So let's just get this done now and then really moving through this process. And you can really do it in one phone call as long as you're strategic about moving through them.
I like it. Are you finding that you're closing some business in a different way, Craig?
I just really think that it really gives me a better outline of how to really be proceeding instead of like kind of like pulling from all these different ones. It's just really moving. Okay, here we go. Like this is what we need to do.
All right. Thanks. Who do you want to go next, Craig?
Let's just go around the table.
Oh, okay. My biggest takeaway so far is coming up with all of the different ways to communicate to the different types of people, and really differentiating how we need to specifically talk to them, what resonates with them, coming up with the various statements. And then I also thought that the exercise where we had, the family couple, the thrill seeker, really taking some time to think about what does that person want, and then of course you take it down another level. What kind of communicator are they, and how we best communicate with them.
Okay, so it's helping.
Yeah.
Good. Is it making your head want to explode?
No, not really. It's actually clarifying a lot of things.
Okay, good. I'm glad. You never know. I mean, I feel like sometimes some people are going, I don't know what to do with this, but I'm glad. Good. Thank you.
I can compartmentalize everything better.
Good. Okay, Sarah, my brave Sarah.
I like the, like what Teresa was saying, but the more detail about, I'm a people person, so the color definitions are super helpful. As opposed, I communicate with a lot of people very well, but to be able to define those factors and notice the details and key upon me versus you, that's a big thing for me, is I always want to make people happy and accommodate them. Yeah. I'll put myself out sometimes to do it, and doing that and looking at that as being able to say, wow, you did come in with bad cottage cheese, and that is not my fault, but I can make the rest of this good for you. And now I know how to detail that and color define it by that personality, and that kind of stuff really resonates. I mean, do I sell these places? No, but these guys have, and I'm the first point of contact when they walk in. So being able to notify what I'm dealing with as soon as they walk in, hey, you have 7 kids, the bathroom's around the corner. You look thirsty, you're at altitude, let me get you some water. Yeah. Those defining characters are going to change that check-in process from something that might have been stressful with traffic and directions to something that's like, God, I really am thirsty. Can I have a candy corn? Whatever you want. Let's get you in your residence.
I like it. All right, who's next?
So thanks for that.
Thank you.
Jenny,
hi. So my favorite thing today so far was qualifying the open-ended questions. The first slide that you did today, and when you put it up, all the salespeople in this office started laughing, but for me, I was writing down as fast as I could every single one of those open-ended questions. So everything that you described about this, and you mentioned open-ended questions for every single one of those. I wrote every single one down. Like for me, this is huge because I pretty much.
You want to say the ones that are up here.
I do, but I also did not know not to do those. Yeah. Does that make sense? Like I'm learning the correct way to actually solve something. So for me, this is huge, and it really was a big eye-opening and good experience for me for you to go through this right here.
Well, good. I'm glad, Jenny. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Last but not least.
All right. So I would say what I love so far is everybody is using all of these tools on a daily basis. Yes. The conversations that are already happening. I mean, I can say to Jenny, I can say, hey, Red, and she automatically knows where I'm going. Lisa left a message the other day. We work in a very open work environment. And Lisa was leaving a message that was very blue, and I have no idea who the customer on the other end was. And she hung up, and I said, so Lisa, that was a really blue message. And it went on, and she was like, oh, and she wanted to hear what made it blue and what could she have done better to not be so blue. So I love that we're integrating it, and we're making it fun, and we're making it like, I think even with Jenny, she knows when I say sometimes, hey, Red, like tone it down a little bit too. So it could go both ways, which I really, really love that we're all implementing it into our style. So
I just wish we had more phone calls to be able to.
Yeah. Phone bank was looking a little dry.
figure out how to.
We're gonna get there. The phone's gonna ring off the hook and.
Just like during the training, like while we're doing this, I'd love to be, okay, go on the floor, and now like 10 phone calls that are coming in. I'd be like, okay, implement this, implement that.
It should come out weird.
Okay, well, I am sensitive to time. I know it's 12:02 your time. Amy, when did we decide that your next webinar was going to happen? I know it won't be next Thursday. It will be
The 28th, and I don't have it in front of me, but I think I think you changed the time too.
so Friday the 28th,
Didn't you make it the 20?
or
I
will
don't
it?
know. I'll get back to my desk and take a look at it because you did send me a update.
Okay.
That works.
Let's double check that because I think I can move the other one if we want to keep the 27th.
Oh, maybe it is the 27th. But did you
Yes.
maybe you changed the time?
I'm sorry?
Was it the 27th, but then you changed the time? That's it.
Well, I looked at it more. I'm happy to keep the 27th. I just know that we're going to skip next week. So if you want to keep the 27th at the same bat time, we can certainly do that.
All right, let's do that. Perfect.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
Okay, everyone. Thank you. Homework.
Thank you.
Can you work toward having that maybe by next Thursday? We'll give you a little bit of a breather.
Oh, yeah. That'll be great, actually. Awesome. Thanks, Erica.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.